Music.
Hey guys, what's going on? Third Street Reactions here. We're back. I'm Shane.
Zach.
We're back with Star Wars: The Clone Wars. We're watching chronological order. This is season 7, episode 5. Guys, quick confession. We watched episode 1, 2, 3, and 4. I was informed by my editor that there's a chronology to this because Dave thought it would be humorous to air things out of order, even though there's no reason to, because this all came out at once. I'm not aware of any real difference. I know this arc is going to take place before the Bad Batch arc, which is what we last watched. Mm-hmm. I don't really know if it matters, but we are going to release these in chronological order because that's what we've been doing. But we are aware of the Bad Batch arc, so
I liked it a lot.
Yeah,
I liked it a lot. You know, Hunter, Wrecker, Tech, Crosshair. Yeah.
I think you'll like him from the Bad Batch. Yeah.
He had the Julius Caesar haircut.
Mm-hmm.
But no, I like the group quite a bit. I like their relationship with Rex, and where Rex is coming from with Fives. Echo was
a distant echo. That was the name of one of the episodes.
Yeah, and they would. Rex was in the episodes. I'm sorry. This shit takes place over a much longer span than you people think it does.
Yeah, it does sometimes. So, because this is airing actually before the other stuff that we recorded, we have decided that we're going to do Star Wars: The Bad Batch first because we can do season 1 and 2 pretty quickly. We'll do Rebels after that, and when then season 3 drops, we'll do that together instead of it just being me. So we have decided to do that, and there's a chronology to it because we'll be doing Clone Wars and then Bad Batch, and then later on there's Rebels, right?
Everything all coming together.
Yeah. Anyways, guys, before we jump in, I guess real quick on the last episode of season 6, that was the Palpatine Yoda fight on the catwalk. The metaphorical fight over Anakin's soul.
Yeah, it was the end of Yoda's journey.
Yeah, it's where he kind of discovers the wills of the Force or whatever.
Yeah, and it's like where his temptation lies, and where his.
But it wasn't just metaphorical because Palpatine was like fighting him in the spirit world almost. Yeah, like using what's called battle meditation. That's something from the old.
It is because that's what George Kaboth used to.
Yeah, he was using Sith alchemy and fighting him on a higher plane of existence that only him and Yoda can really walk on.
Yeah,
which I think that sounds pretty cool. I think it needs to be brief when it occurs.
Yeah,
you can't overstay its welcome, and I think that's the only time we really ever see it. Except there's a couple times in a book, maybe Palpatine does that.
Well, in battle meditation, in terms of.
Like in KOTOR.
Grand scale, like George Kabosh, like I mentioned, and the Jedi clone to control the fleet.
I don't know
the fleet.
Yeah, but he was basically able to help control the fleet in a way to where he governed everyone to make slightly better decisions. Yeah. The other people, they make slightly worse decisions, and it turns the tide of a battle. Mm-hmm. So this version of
that was essentially what, according to the old EU, that Palpatine was doing.
Yeah.
Because he was contributing to the fleet battles in that respect. And then once he died, the fleet turned, the battle turns against them. Yeah. So.
It's a nice little hole in it.
It's cool, but at the same time, it's like you take everything away from the people that are fighting the battle and put it all on this one guy.
The only way I'm okay with it is because it's Palpatine,
Yeah, but.
I mean, it's one of those things like you hear in Harry Potter, it's like a theory. It's like a good theory. It's a good theory, but I don't know if George would say, "Oh, that's how."
If it was reserved as a theory,
yeah,
that's the thing. Is that?
But George never considered that EU. He secretly hated EU. So
and I like that about him.
So, but he
didn't like the Yuzon Vong, right?
No, he did not. He didn't like the Yuzon Vong, from my understanding.
He didn't like the.
But he still had a lot of decisions. Like when characters would die. Like he could say yes or no. I mean, there's some stuff in EU he liked, like Dash Rendar and Shao's Empire. He directly was involved in that. That's considered EU. Star Wars: The Force Unleashed, where Darth Vader's Secret Apprentice. You're playing Galen Merrick. One of the greatest. Actually, won some kind of crazy writing award. Like it's the first thing in Star Wars ever won something like that. It was unbelievable. And he liked that. But there's a few things he liked.
Dash Rendar, I feel like, deserves its.
He's still out there.
The staying power, even though
I'm pretty sure in episode 9
was very meaningful for a friend of ours at the time.
Yeah.
To me, I feel like it's very much just kind of like a more like Bruce Willis version of
Han
Solo.
Yeah, kind of. He was basically filling that gap.
A die-hard version of
the thing that was great about those books was Prince Xizor and Vader and Palpatine ultimately, like, knowing everything that's going on. Like, they give you kind of hints to, like, the Sith that, like, the comics do. Like, they really are, like, these sinister witches. Like, these... They have spies everywhere, and they have spies for their spies. Like, that gives you that book. It's so cool.
I don't wonder what those comics were like.
I never read the Force Unleashed comics. Oh, those comics in general? I just heard of
the Empire.
I read the book, and it's, to me, one of the top 5 greatest Star Wars books.
Mm-hmm.
I think there's nothing in it, if you read it today, there's nothing in it that contradicts, like, the EU. I mean, contradicts current canon. Mm-hmm. Like, there are people who said, yeah, I mean, there's a list online of books that could still be canon. There's some that obviously can't.
That's one of them?
That's one of them, yeah. Anyways, guys, before we jump in, if you want to support us, check us out on Patreon. We have this full-length uncut reaction, and we're also going to have the next 4 for early access. And we still need to film those. But you know what? The first 4 we've done. But we don't have 8 weeks early access, unfortunately. Maybe eventually. Anyways, let's jump in.
Yeah.
I like that.
Big Amish leaving.
Yeah. But they come back then, don't they?
They don't have to.
They don't have to, yeah, most of them do. This was going to be a video game. This whole area. There was a trailer showing, like, EA or whoever canceled it. It looked unbelievable.
I feel like it would have been cool. They go right in line with the Bounty Hunter.
Yeah, it was like a third-person, like, Gears of War cover shooter. So even she has an upgraded model.
All right. Oh no.
Imagine free fall in a place like that.
Come on!
I just feel like it has to be relatively common.
You always hear that sound, a high-pitched sound.
Yeah. She's still a Jedi.
Bail, come on! You're gonna fall off the edge.
Yeah. Maybe she was trying to stop it that way it wouldn't hurt somebody.
Like controlled class.
Like we hear with those pilots that, like, they could have jumped out, but they decided to navigate it away from, like, a suburban area, and they end up dying so they can save other people.
Broccoli haircut.
What?
Yep.
Piece of junk. Ooh, bad crash. Nice roll, though. Thanks, I guess. That bike is trash. Look at this mess. The repulsor blew, the compressor is shot. Sounds like you know a thing or two about engines.
I'm wondering what the hell a compressor is in Star Wars, because I've seen it used in different contexts.
Yeah.
Bypass the compressor.
Like an air compressor.
And I'd be glad to fix your bike. For a price. I can fix my own bike. I just need some tools.
Have it your way. But the tools are still gonna cost you.
I don't have much in the way of credits.
Don't worry. Down here no one does. Come on.
The fuck do you have a place like that then?
Drugs. Spice.
I'm turning it into something with a bit more speed. I think.
Like Tim the Toolman Taylor.
Thanks. Don't take too long. Time is money.
Oh?
You can leave if you want.
No. It's alright.
Yeah, it doesn't mean
I'll
nuts.
stay. Thank you.
That's good. I really need the money.
I just said I didn't have any credits. So, you know, I know you've already been exposed to how much better it looks, but does it look better?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
How's it going down there? Need any help?
Not if you're gonna charge me.
Hey, I don't know where you're from, but down here, everything has a price.
This engine isn't going to run without a new sparker. Got one I can buy?
Is it like a
bad
spark
news.
plug?
The only sparkers I got are right here. And I ain't got no more.
I need to get out of here.
Why? You running from something?
Maybe this was a bad idea. I don't know what I'm doing here.
What's with you?
You kept pushing the money. You should just gave her the bill at the end.
Mm-hmm.
Like waiters do.
Music.
Yeah. You know, and I don't know if she should, but I do like the upgrade. It looks slightly older.
No sense in keeping you here if you're gonna be miserable.
I appreciate the help. What's it gonna cost?
It's on the house.
Where I come from, it's very different from here.
Obviously.
I used to live in the upper levels of Coruscant.
Up there where the air is clear, huh? You're probably better off down here. I'm sure you have your problems up there with the Jedi running around, starting wars, policing everything.
The Jedi didn't start the war. They're trying to stop it.
Sure they are. When you're a kid, you hear stories. I guess they're not what I thought they'd be. That's why I've got my ship. Just me and my sister Rafa. We'll get away from the...
Where is she?
Let me handle this. Don't do anything. Hey, Pintu. Rafa said she was coming to see you.
Well, since she's not here, I guess you're gonna have to pay me instead.
Back off if I were you. Stay out of this.
Now, where's my money?
What if we just killed him?
Yeah.
I mean, people go to jail for murder, you know. hit her with that.
Another guy, get out from under that fucking shit.
Some help would be great.
She's got some spunk. She was a Jedi in the fucking Galactic Civil War. You know what I mean?
I think you want to leave now.
Now
That
kill
fat
him. Now
motherfucker.
snap his neck and thumb off the ledge.
Where did you learn to fight like that?
My older brother taught me.
Older brother, I like that.
Pretty fitting relationship.
Yeah. So glad in Ahsoka she gets that.
Rafa, does that belong to you?
Not yet. Oh, Trace. What happened to your face?
Pintu came by to get paid. You weren't there.
Hey, what did I teach you? We can't count on anyone, so
So we count on ourselves. I know.
who is this interesting creature?
My name is Ahsoka.
Rafa
It's funny, there's
Marquez.
a laundromat.
Where exactly are you from?
I'm from Topside. Your sister's been helping me out.
It's a low place to be.
How much is she charging you?
Laundromat.
Yeah.
You promised you would stay away from Pintu.
I needed money for this place, for repairs and other things.
Could have at least given me a heads up that you weren't gonna pay him.
I love that. I never really thought about this being a laundromat. It definitely is.
I've got 3 droids that need to be built.
And that deal will be honored. My associate does assembly in the back.
Who's your associate?
Don't worry about that yet.
My, business partner.
He has a unique face.
Yes.
He looks like a person wearing a Twilight
Bring 'em around.
Yeah.
Twi'lek costume.
Kind of a fat base.
Feel like building some droids?
These feminists with their haircut. I'm just kidding.
You seem to know a lot about everything.
Not everything. I still don't understand people.
What's to know? There are good people and bad people, and some are just cross-wired like this binary load lifter.
Wait a minute. I do know this type of droid.
It's a cool looking droid.
Imposing.
Are you alright?
Type 2 load lifters were a fraud. Trace! The bolt!
You fool. R2 knocked his off. It's so cool, the idea of a restraining bolt for a droid. Loth cats. Killing starlings.
What the?
Fuck Starlings, dude.
Well, the idea of...
Rob Robin's nest.
Nothing to worry about!
This isn't funny, Trace!
So let the cats eat them.
Reminds me of iRobot when Sonny's running away. Dude, the police would be all over this.
Lower up.
Why hit that guy for? What do you do?
Get the tracking device for...
Where's the droid?
Working on it!
Where's Trace?
Gotta go!
Trace! I trusted you! We're going to owe more credits than we were paid for this thing.
Yeah, he's headed straight for us.
I like that loader in Obi-Wan Kenobi. Remember that thing? Nice shot.
The off switch. It's on its faceplate.
Hit the nose. What are you gonna? Jesus, like the Terminator.
Yeah, that happens.
Ahsoka, you need to flip up there.
Yeah, the Force just pull his ass from the wall.
She probably doesn't want to use it.
Come on. Come on.
Hey, kid.
Pretty precise.
That'd be
Very
you'd
fucking
rip
precise.
your arms off.
Yeah. There's Henry.
Yeah.
Run you over when he come back down.
I was actually thinking of Lost World when he's doing it to prevent the train from falling.
Yeah. No, it wasn't the train, it was the trucks.
Oh, the trucks.
The ball guy.
Yeah.
Tried to hit the winch.
Yeah,
He just fucking-
this thing got when the T-Rex
it
comes.
eats him.
The mother and the father come.
Yeah, he fucking kills his ass.
Yeah.
And his troubles are over.
Yeah, I was gonna say.
What you saying to my funeral?
Yeah.
For my children.
Put that one of your three.
I am not going to dismantle those droids. A deal is a deal.
They could hurt someone.
Trace, did you put the bolt on all three?
Yeah, but what if one comes off?
Why is this a discussion? We all know.
That you're new here. I'll do the right thing.
Ahsoka's got a funny little look on her face. She looks more like Rosario there, too, doesn't she? Like kind
I
of
think
bigger
overall,
lips.
Rosario is just
Perfect as her.
perfect cast.
Yeah. Go back to the temple. You know, you don't want to pay taxes. You know what I
Did
mean?
you tell that guy about the droids?
Actually, I charged the Twi'lek double.
You gave them back.
You said be smart. Look, they weren't mine to keep. I used the credits to pay off Pintu. If I didn't get the credits for those droids, they were gonna keep coming after us. One day, we'll have enough credits, Pintu will be coming to us for work.
Come on.
Now let's get that speeder working. Come on.
What'd you think?
It was okay.
Yeah.
I wasn't particularly like heavily invested, but it was an interesting idea.
Yeah, you know, they're trying something new.
Ahsoka's trying to make her way.
Yeah, I like the Ahsoka stuff. I mean, generally when I've only seen these episodes once. I can't really remember them. I'm kind of I have a clear idea of the last couple, but these first 8 or 9, I don't remember them very much. I didn't love it, and I don't love it now, but it's good. It's beautiful.
Yeah, I'm not saying it's hateful by any
No, it's not
means.
hateful. It's honestly, it's like this is just like one step in her journey. To me, it's not the most interesting thing. Like the Martez sisters. I don't know if they were trying to inject some, Latina representation or. What's interesting is there's like a rumor that there was going to be they were going to be like in a gay relationship or a lesbian relationship or whatever.
Oh, the sisters?
No, that they weren't going to be sisters.
Yeah, but they
Yeah.
would have been.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I don't know if that's true, but like when I was watching it now, I was projecting that thought, and like they do a lot of touching each other's chin and stuff. Like I wonder if that's like what they animated, and then they pulled out of the idea, thinking, you know what, fuck it, we'll make them sisters.
Yeah.
And like when she saw Ahsoka, she kind of looked her up and down, like in a way that to me was like how
Sexual, like checking.
I look chicks up and down.
Yeah, I feel it's.
I could be wrong, but I feel like when you take those things into account, it wouldn't bother me,
If that was the case, it wouldn't really matter. Some shows, like for instance, Avatar,
Korra.
Legend of Korra,
Korra, yeah.
and the last season where they
Take it to
start
yeah.
insinuate, or they don't just insinuate it. I mean, what's her name? You have Korra and
Asami or
Asami.
Jesus, Asami.
Asami, if she were real,
She reminded me of Lulu.
both of them. Would
Yeah,
be
Korra's
cute.
kind of hot. Yeah.
Korra has the not really tomboyish in the strictest sense.
Yeah.
But she's a fit woman.
Yeah, she got those
And-
hips.
Yeah, and but she's stocky, but at the same time, she's
Not in a bad way.
no,
Not a manly way.
not in a bad man,
Not a masculine way.
not a masculine way.
Yeah.
And Asami is just kind of a strictly beautiful feminine woman,
Yeah,
and they do it well.
they do.
They don't go, hey, we're gonna fucking make out. Let's do it on screen. Hey,
Yeah, it wasn't
they fucking
like-
love God. And, you remember him
In Gravity Falls?
Gravity Falls?
I remember. Yeah.
He goes over the table.
Yeah.
Like, I don't mind it being there.
Yeah.
Like, in fact, I like it being there. It's something different. You're trying to take the material somewhere else, but at the same time,
Yeah.
if you can't do it well, don't do it.
Like the only thing to me is like what goes against that theory is like they both do look very similar. You know what I mean? Like if they were going,
Yeah, well, I mean,
they both could pass as
and-
sisters.
and if they changed the gears, which
Yeah.
to me though, there are a lot of relationships out there where the male and female, or the female and the female, or the male and the male, they resemble each other to a certain degree. It's like your people are looking for themselves
People
in
don't
someone else.
think that about me and Joy.
No, you two have something different.
Yeah.
I'm not saying it's different, like in terms of like, oh wow, you guys are way up here.
I've seen on,
Everyone
like-
else is way down
I've
here.
seen on, like-
But I mean, like,
I've seen
there are a
the-
lot of people though.
Yeah,
I've seen.
No, I've seen it too. Like you start to become each other after a few years.
Yeah, it's
Have,
like-
have you seen the one where there's like an owner? They start to look like their dogs, and like the dog, like there's like a border collie look like this lady, and
I just mean like there are people
yeah,
like a man and a woman. Let's say, for instance,
Yeah, if you're-
the
yeah,
man seeks out a woman and the woman seeks out a man, and they have a lot of similarities
well, no, for
in
instance,
terms of genetic similarities. Like their noses kind of slope the same,
which is funny
their
because
eyes are kind of the same.
So I wanted someone genetically diverse for my gene pool,
Well, you got it.
but to be honest, so like if like stereotypically, like I know a lot of Asian dudes to go for Asian chicks. White dudes go for white dudes. Everyone goes for Latinas.
White dude for white dudes.
Or white girls, or dudes, yeah. To me, one of the most interesting things in this show actually was the politics about the war. When she was like, yeah, the Jedi run around starting wars, policing the whole planet.
Yeah.
And Ahsoka's like, that's not what we do. We're trying to end the war. Or that's not what the Jedi do.
Yeah, she's sticking up for it because she's still.
But it's also, it's literally true. Yeah, you know what I mean? But think about how people talk now about political stuff. Like there's so much disinformation to where I don't even really know it's true anymore.
Why you know that you can't hold it against the soldiers that are involved.
No, never.
We know enough to know that.
Yeah.
So for us, it's just the politicians.
Yeah, the government. Like, we shouldn't be in Vietnam. We need to be there.
Yeah.
Other
And it
examples
goes
like
all
that.
the way down to Afghanistan.
Yeah.
And where we are now, it doesn't matter the fact that we got ourselves so invested that by the time we left,
But then also-
that it hurt the Afghans
Yeah.
after we left.
Yeah.
But that's because we got so invested at that point that
Yeah.
we got involved for dishonest reasons
Yeah.
to the point where we were so invested
We left it. There was a power vacuum, and now
Yeah.
all these warlords took over. We left men behind.
and punished people that were there that were supporting us that would never have done so if we weren't.
If we weren't there.
Yeah.
But then I also look, I wonder every president gets in the White House and all these guys walk in suits and go, hey, listen, this is how it needs to be. We stay on top by getting into war. So we got to start one. And the CIA.
I have no doubt.
The CIA has been working on these 3 or 4 things. They just need your approval.
Ike Eisenhower,
Yeah.
he said it, military-industrial complex. And it's been that way. We look at the major companies we feed.
Did even Star Wars Episode 8 got into that? Like this company, they were selling stuff to the First Order and to the New Republic.
Yeah.
I feel like maybe watch with you, I liked it a little more than I did the first time because I think the first time I was like, I wanted like what we saw in the Bad Batch, I wanted that and more, not that and less,
Yeah.
But Ahsoka, I have watched, and I'll show it to you when it's all said and done. Mm-hmm. When they weren't going to do any more, they got on stage at Star Wars Celebration. And they're on there for Rebels. Dave was showing concept art for some of his last stuff, and Ashley Eckstein, who plays Ahsoka, she's like the sweetest, nicest girl. Mm-hmm. She has taken upon herself to like be this shining light representing Ahsoka, like helping young women. That's how she wants to do it. She wants to embody that. She takes it very seriously. But she's on stage crying, looking at this concept art that eventually becomes a reality that you'll see. Mm-hmm. But for a while, it was just like, oh, this is some stuff we had in mind, we couldn't do it, and then we ended up being able to do it here. But, you know, Ahsoka has to get to the point to the stuff we see later on, and this is just part of her journey. Like, she's just run around, doesn't know how to make money, doesn't know how to talk to people, is on this broken speeder bike and runs into these girls and helps them. Maybe they help each other. What's interesting about Rafa and Trace are kind of like that Han Solo archetype, kind of like they're swindlers. Well, I think Rafa is this older sister, is like trying to take care of it.
She's definitely a swindler.
Yeah,
she's trying to do the right thing.
Yeah.
But I feel like she's like a used car salesman. She's definitely like the sleazy.
Yeah, kind of like the sleazy. And Trace is kind of a little more like, okay, I'll just do what my big sister says.
Honest worker.
How'd you feel about seeing like the street? I always, for some reason, we only see it in episode 2, and then we see it in the Clone Wars. But the streets of Coruscant. And we see it in The Mandalorian.
Well, there's big fucking tunnels.
Yeah.
That dive down to the city's core.
Yeah, 1313.
Yeah, those are always the thing.
Oh, they're always cool in the idea that like that you get lower and it gets poorer and crappier. And the Jedi are
the good things.
The Jedi are these monks, and they live these monastic kind of lives. But you know, they also get a ton of money from the Republic. They're kind of like the Catholic Church in a way. Like they got this huge temple, and no, don't get it wrong. They definitely live humbly.
Yeah.
But, you know, they get to live out there. Yeah. You know what I'm saying?
And they also enforce the rules for the slavers.
Oh, you mean for the government? Yeah. No, they do, and they want to do the right thing. I mean...
But they feel like the best representation of the right thing is the government.
It is to... Yeah, I mean, Mace in his book, his thing was like, you know, I think it was Shatterpoint. It might have been Revenge of the Sith, that he was like the perfect Jedi, he's this and that, when Matt Stover's when he's writing his really good stuff, and he's like... but Mace does have a love. He loves democracy. He loves the Republic.
Yeah,
and he'll fight for it. You know what I mean? So I just thought that was just kind of funny.
Good, strong Republican.
What's fair? I mean,
funny is he was right. He's right about everything.
Well, he died. Palpatine was right, and Mace was. I mean, Dooku was right about.
Yeah, Dooku was right.
He was right.
But and then Mace is right about, hey, these motherfuckers are...
Like, we gotta kill them.
Yeah, crooked motherfuckers. Like, he was right about...
It's crazy.
He's right about
Anakin kept trying to do the right thing.
Yeah, but he's right about Anakin, he's right about Palpatine.
Yeah.
And Mace got killed for it.
If in hindsight, if Anakin could go back, I mean, he could, after he killed Mace, kill him.
Sidious.
Yeah. And then just say that's what happened.
And they both died.
I killed him, you know, and just...
They showed up, and they were both dead.
Yeah. You just think about that poo tank.
Yeah, could have raised his kids. And
the
galaxy...
And that, I guess.
The galaxy would have been better for it.
I've been seeing all this, like fan art stuff of, like...
Yeah, what would have been like if there was an alternate timeline.
Yeah, I saw this, like...
Oh, yeah, I saw it, too. It was because you and I follow the same shit all the time. Yeah. And I saw it, it's like, if you just... saw, you know, he found out Sidious was what he was, and he confronted him and beat him, and raised his kids, and Luke became the Grand Master after him.
Yeah.
He became Grand Master after Yoda.
And they're like hugging each other, and Padme's there. It's like, man, I feel so terrible. But it had to happen this way, and part of it was because of the mythology. It was slightly... It's like when you look at Calvinism, like predestination versus freedom of choice. Like, it is both. Anakin made that choice, but it was his destiny. And it was his destiny to come back. But, you know, he still had to take responsibility for his choice, even though it was predetermined. You know what I mean?
Yeah, to me, it's like, did so many people have to die? If you had to pose...
Not as much as Tarkin.
I'm thankful for the movies, don't get me wrong. So I understand movies had to happen, the stories had to happen in order for us to get what we have now in this entire fucking universe.
But we're human. As humans.
As humans, like, just to ask the question, it didn't have to fucking happen that way.
No, I don't think... Yeah, I mean, I feel like...
Like, if Anakin was balancing out the Force to Palpatine, they could have confronted one another. It would have ended with those two. And one of those two ruling after the other.
I've read that...
But I understand that there would be there'd be no necessity to balance if there wasn't a counterbalance. So
the thing that I have heard was Palpatine, if he didn't have Anakin, he still could have taken over the galaxy.
Yeah.
And if Dooku didn't die, he definitely would have been able to do it. Because Dooku would have kept all the Separatists in line. And like they still would have done their plot just without Anakin. And So, like, but for Anakin in his life, yeah, it didn't have to be that way. Like, when I first saw the movies, I remember thinking, oh, he needed Anakin, and if he didn't have him, this all would have fell apart. But no, Palpatine had backups and backups and backups. Like, Anakin was the ultimate goal, but if he didn't have him, Dooku would have worked, and then he would have got someone else.
Yeah.
And ultimately, he just cares about himself. He's looking for immortality. He doesn't care about Vader, you know? So, everything, honestly, if it didn't happen that way, then Luke, yeah, I don't know. I don't know if Anakin at that time, him and Yoda could have taken Palpatine. They had to have been able to.
Yeah, absolutely.
There are versions of that story where Anakin does the right thing, but he would get killed, or, you know, there's a chance, but it's likely that the Republic would have lost the war.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, Palpatine doesn't have to go confront Yoda. You know, he can just, I'm gonna fight you and just take over the, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
At that time,
the army, they can just fucking take
they
over.
can still execute Order 66. They just have all the 99% of the Jedi died, and Anakin didn't kill him. It was the troopers.
Yeah.
Anakin, he just sent Anakin there to fucking cement his allegiance and make him do these terrible things. So there's okay, you're stuck now.
No turning back.
No turning back. So, like, you know, Palpatine most likely would have done what he's going to do, and I'm trying to think, if he had his kids and raised Luke and Leia in secret, hell, that would be even better. Actually,
it would have been.
But I don't know. I mean, I'm very happy with
we have the story we have, so whatever.
Yeah, so anyways, we're going to do the next one next time we're here, episode 6.